Minash-shaytanir-rajeem. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ashrafil mursaleen Sayyidina wa Mawlana Muhammadul Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam al-Siri ya Rasulul Kareem ya Habibul Azim unzul halana wa ishfalana wa abiduni bi madadakum wa nazarakum inshaAllah. Madad ya Sayyidi ya Sultanul Awliya Mashaykh Abdul Faiz Dagestani, Shaykh Muhammad Nazim al-Haqqani wa Sultan qulubina Mawlana Shaykh Sham Tibani. Madad al-Haqqi hujjatullahi al-Mukhlas. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Atiya Allah, Atiya Rasul wa ulil amri minkum. And alhamdulillah, always a reminder for myself in this way is a way in which to efface and annihilate oneself. Wa ana abdukal ajeez ad-da'if wa miskeen wa zalim wa jahal, and that I claim nothing in the might and majesty of Allah, and that by Allah's rahmah we are still in existence, and Allah's rahmah dressing us, blessing us and forgiving us inshaAllah. That with oceans of difficulty everywhere, the turuqs and the people of haqqaiq are a mercy from Allah, a ship of safety and protection from Allah, from Prophet from awliyaullah. And they describe a system that if you follow that system it will work. It's a school that has a curriculum. Their majlis and their circles are based on energy and based on teachings. That the teachings are dressing the soul, the energies means coming from what Allah wants to send, He sends to the heart of Prophet from Prophet to the ulul am and those whom Allah granted them an authority. And they come and they teach us always as a reminder that take a path from your heart. Means take a path in which you follow your heart and not your head, and by listening to their guidance they teach us. They teach us the tricks of shayateen and the nafs, because the nafs partners with shaitan and shayateen, and they're very clever on how to trick the believer into using their head and not their heart. And the turuqs come to teach that use your heart and reach to where Allah wants us to reach. Reminder of the power of the heart is how we're going to protect ourselves, and that everything the nafs is doing is through the head, and then begin to fool us to make us to be busy through our head and to corrupt the heart. So means the whole way is based on understanding that these thoughts that come to my head, and I should be taking a path that's based upon my heart. And it's not so simple as the nafs comes and tricks the believer openly, but will in many times trick the believer that they are doing a noble cause, that they'll do something noble and say, this is in the way of Allah and enter into that. And if that one is from the people of contemplation, they contemplate and contemplate that, is this something from my heart and a benefit from my heart, or is this something coming through my head and I'm going to follow that which my head is commanding me. So as a reminder for our path is based upon the heart, that I'm going to listen to my heart, I'm going to do my practices from my heart and continuously battle that which comes to my mind and try to take my path from my mind. That we are a people of contemplation and tafakkur, and in days of difficulty many people begin to email and begin to try to communicate with the center that I'm feeling a tremendous amount of negative energy, and that I feel like I'm coming under attack and I feel that I'm becoming sick. And that is correct. that there is a tremendous amount of negativity everywhere, and there is a specific way in which to combat that negativity. That when we say we took a path in which we are nothing, so it means that that nothingness is a means in which to reach towards Allah's support. If the servant believes in their somethingness, that they have an ability to defend against negativity, Allah will test them. Many negative things can begin to open, and that servant will quickly understand that you're nothing in the face of what Allah has created, of unseen that can make themselves seen, or unseen that just like an energy begin to attack you from every means possible. So the first step in that reality is that I'm nothing, Ya Rabbi, I'm nothing, I'm faqir, that only by Your grace and by Your mercy I'm in existence, and that send Your support. And they begin to train, that in that training that you take a path within your heart, you have to build an energy, and that energy is not your energy, but that's an energy in which Allah send upon the heart of the believer. Means this is a very quick understanding that for me to reach towards that light and to reach towards that reality, I took a path in which to negate myself. When I begin to negate myself that I'm nothing, then Allah begin to guide, then you connect your heart. You keep the love of Sayyidina Muhammad because Prophet is Allah's power that moves throughout creation. فَاتَّبِعُونِي قُلْ إِن كُنتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهَ فَاتَّبِعُونِي. Everything and every reality is flowing from this ayatul kareem. Our way is based on, Ya Rabbi, I'm searching for Your love, I'm searching for Your protection, and Allah's command to those whom He loves, فَاتَّبِعُونِي. Follow the way of Sayyidina Muhammad. Later they begin to teach through all the other teachings that Prophet is holding the power of Allah. Allah's qudra, if it begin to move onto this dunya, everything will be crushed. It has to go through a transformer. It has to become cool and peaceful as it's descending, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. I would not have sent the reality of Prophet except that it is a mercy towards all creation, all existence, all worlds, everything Allah created. Its mercy is in the way that Prophet's existence can bring the power of Allah in an energy that is acceptable for us to receive. Allah's qudra directly it will burn everything, but when this qudra hits to Prophet's soul, it becomes cool and peaceful and a means in which people to reach towards that energy. That's why Prophet described them, remember me at least one time, make durood al-sharif upon me at least one time. Allah will allow my soul to come and make 10 salawats. The Prophet is giving to us a formula from Allah that this durood al-sharif means the light of Prophet begins to dress our soul, bless our soul. That is a qudra, that is an energy that dresses the reality. So it means then they take a way of tafakkur and contemplation, that we must accompany those people who are the people of tafakkur. That's why we started the talk with the people of the brain and people of tafakkur. 99.9% of people are people of the brain, whether they're imam, whether they're an alam, whether they think they're Sufiya or they're ahli haqqaiq, they're using their brain. Most have not trained in how to use their heart. The way of the heart has a very specific training in which they took a tarbiyah and they accompanied a shaykh. They accompanied a shaykh for many years of their life, in which that shaykh continuously tested and continuously crush them and crush them and crush them, so that of their mind and of the path of which they used their head was destroyed, and they became the people in which they used their heart. Continuous testing. And those who inherit from that, they are also authorized in that form of testing. That as much as you accompany them and you be with them, whether through form or through the internet, means they continuously test you not to use your head, not to use your head, use your heart. So that everything that coming to your head, battle that thought that comes to your head and begin to use the tools that were given to you for your heart. So means these people are different, these realities are different. The people of the heart and the opening of the way of the heart, through all their training they teach you that when you sit for tafakkur, negate yourself, negate yourself. That those who are watching and concerned with energies, you don't have an energy in which to protect yourself against negativity, because it's not about my energy to protect myself, it's about me negating myself to be nothing. If I can reach a state in which I'm nothing, then Allah addresses from Atiullah, Atiya Rasul, ulul amri minkum. Means those lights are the lights in which the believer needs within their being. Means as Allah ittaqullah wa kunu ma sadiqeen, that have a consciousness and keep the company of the sadiqeen, keep the company of truthful servants. We said before, Allah's words of Holy Qur'an are not only is for all time, that we must keep their company physically and spiritually. As you're keeping the company physically, they train you on how to keep their company spiritually, how to enter your tafakkur and contemplation, how to negate the self. Ya Rabbi, I'm not here to listen to myself, I'm asking to be with your truthful servants whom are truthful in their word and in their deed. Means their lights and their arwah are everywhere and their light of their soul is free. How to connect with that light? How to connect with the energy of that reality, to be dressed from that. Before you can reach to Atiullah, before you can reach to Atiya Rasul, means that we must be accompanying and keeping the energy of ulul amri minkum. By negating myself and taking a path in which I negate myself is to reach the energies of these ulul amr. That wherever they are, how to reach to them, how to be dressed by them, how to be dressed by that energy, that send your madad, send your support. This is not worshipness. When people come back and make comments, is this like a shirk, is this like a worshipness is only for Allah. This is for support in which Allah is continuously telling us that only people of tafakkur understand these realities and keep the company of truthful servants, not only physically but in spirituality. By being nothing and asking for their madad. And they begin to teach you a specific way in which to train yourself, that to lock off your senses, close off your eyes, close off your ears, enter into a station like the qabr in which you enter into a room with just a candlelight and be nothing. In that nothingness, how to be dressed by that light, call upon these ulul amr and have a dialogue and a relationship with the shaykhs in their spirituality. That I'm nothing Sayyidi, that you be with me, it's not necessary for me to see you but I know that you're there with me. Dress me from your light, bless me from your light, and with all your belief that in every salah my shaykh is my imam. He must be there to be present with me, I'm not worthy of seeing. Don't busy your mind, keep saying, I want to see you, I want to see you, and then you get upset when you don't see. You're not worthy of seeing them. Don't give your nafs in anything that you do any type of happiness. They said that Imam described that even in my annihilation there's an annihilation. Is that if in your tafakkur you contemplate and somebody said that a khashf, like a vision comes and awliyas show something and you're sitting and meditating, all of a sudden, oh, they come with a jubbah from paradise, they come with the swords of paradise, they come with the water from paradise, and you want to come to the shaykh and talk about it. Why? Why would you give your nafs any credibility? And why would you give your nafs any ability to understand what's taking place and give it any type of credit? So even in your annihilation is to annihilate, I'm nothing. That what I'm seeing, Ya Rabbi, is not for me, I'm not worthy of that, I'm no one. My nafs is even playing with me on these subjects, and if it's real, alhamdulillah, Allah knows what's real. It's only for Allah to know. And if it's not real, at least you negated your nafs playing with you. So many different trainings. As they're training to be nothing, then Allah reminding, keep their company. The physical company, but the spiritual is much harder. How to continuously keep them under that nazar that, be with me, dress me from your light, and they begin to remind you that we can't be with you if your character is bad. قَدْ جَعَلَ الْحَقُّ وَزَهَقَ الْبَاطِلُ. The truth and the false, we don't go together. Then they motivate that, keep your character to be correct, keep your character to be clean, keep your reality to be a truthful light, because then their truthful light can accompany. But their truthful light doesn't accompany anything false. Means the whole science of this reality on how to negate myself, how to keep their company, how to with all my faith like a mountain that he's present with me. Shaitan is present with you. And what power shaitan is taking? Shaitan takes from izzatullah, izzat Rasul wa izzat al-mu'mineen. He's taking from the power of the mu'mineen. So means these ulul am much more powerful than shaitan. So they're there, they're right in front of us, we can't see them. Why can't we see them? Because of the bad character, because of the trick that shaitan and the nafs is putting upon the mind and blocking the mind and distracting the heart. But with all my faith they're there, and with all my faith, dress me from your light, bless me from your light. As you negate yourself, their light is dressing, their light is dressing. If they begin to dress on the soul, you be dressed now with the qudra. Because, la hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi aliyyil azim. Means these ulul am, they carry the lights of Prophet. Prophet is the ocean of Allah's qudra. Means the hawla and support is coming by these ulul am, the ones we see and the ones we don't see. Their power's everywhere. So for the believer, Allah is challenging us, connect to that unseen power. As soon as you negate yourself and you make a path of tafakkur, it's like you're searching on how to plug in. So then all of their teaching will be on how to bring everything down and how to connect to their energy. By connecting to their energy you begin to feel a faiz and address upon the soul. Haqiqat al-juzbah, from the powers of the heart, there are 6 powers of the heart that awliyaullah will open upon the heart of those whom following. The heart, the power that we're talking about now as a defense against difficulty is haqiqat al-juzbah. How to bring an energy upon myself greater than my own energy. The way of tafakkur is that when you begin to train on how to contemplate, they begin to teach you purify your inside, correct all of your inside, and that this iron within the body Allah gave to you, perfect and cleanse your iron. So that the iron within your being is perfected and cleaned. What you eat, what you drink is going to affect that. Once you begin to take a path in which you clean this iron and now you want to connect with that energy, they begin to teach, negate yourself and ask to be with these ulul am. Ya Rabbi, the awliyaullah that are always present, I'm asking for their support, asking for their madad, that let my heart to be connected with them, and with all my belief I believe that they're present with me, and begin to ask that, dress me from your light, bless me from your light. Our way is based on how much of that light we can take, how much of that good character that we can develop. More and more light come, more and more faiz comes. When they begin to dress that being, all of their energy is now charged, it becomes supercharged. The more energy that you can bring upon yourself from Ati'ullah, Ati' Rasul, ulul amri minkum, because we're going up this way. As much as we keep the presence of the ulul am and the dress of the ulul am, when they're perfecting our lives, when in your tafakkur and contemplation you visualize the ulul am are there and you begin to be able to feel their energy and asking to be dressed by their energy, they're cleaning, perfecting, cleaning, perfecting to take us to the presence of Prophet. So that when that energy is perfected, they take you to the presence of Sayyidina Muhammad. For Ruhaniyat al-Nabi must be present in that Ruhaniyat that Prophet's faiz begin to dress the believer. Prophet's lights begin to dress and they begin to change even the colour of the light that being dressed upon them. That is the lights of protection. As much as we can negate ourselves and bring these lights, that this being becomes charged with an energy that pushes away many shayateen, pushes away many different beings that have a bad intention. If the energy within the person is not strong enough, everything can begin to attack it. And now many people are feeling an attack. They feel the negativity is coming everywhere and they feel they don't have the ability to push the negativity away. And all of these practices and all of these trainings was not for entertainment but to prepare people for difficulty that coming upon this earth. And that what they want us to understand is you have to negate yourself. As much as yourself is there, that energy is not. When we negate that, I'm nothing, Ya Rabbi dress me from their power, as soon as you ask for the madad, these awliyaullah must be present. They are here to serve Allah and serve Sayyidina Muhammad. We're not seeing them, it doesn't matter, but we're asking to be dressed by them, blessed by them, that dress that light upon me, let me to begin to feel myself in these oceans of light. Every association is under their dress, every salah is under their dress. Means then we begin to understand that the importance of these associations and the importance of these teachings, they're not everywhere. These associations and the light that these associations have, they're an authorized association. Every time you step in that association they're going to dress you, and every time you miss the association the dress is very light upon you. And if they can't send enough in the time that's been given to them, you don't have the ability to carry it. That's why when you think you can miss and do whatever you want, you're not taking the dress that Allah has destined for you. It's a dress. If they send too much you'll be sick, you'll have flu, you enter into a state like death. It's too much for the physicality to take at any one time. So every association has a dress from that reality. Every association has a preparation for what's coming. Because we are jahal and we don't understand and we don't see, we think everything is just blue, everything is just great, but something is coming, difficulty is coming. If insan doesn't build themselves and their soul, they have no way of surviving what's coming, which is okay too, because if they take and get rid of your body they'll bring your soul to witness that reality. But we would prefer to witness it with body and with soul. So then the training is important, the lights are important, these realities are important. Not every place is the same. One example of that we told before is when Sayyidina Zakaria is a prophet of Allah and all his life making a du'a, a specific du'a that was not answered. So means that however pious you think you are and there's something specific that Allah wants you to learn. Sayyidina Zakaria 99 years, how old was Sayyidina Zakaria? Not getting the du'a until he walked into the niche of Sayyidina Maryam. When he walked into the niche of Sayyidina Maryam, he's witnessing now that there are many things happening in this niche. Although his whole life is in his temple, his whole life is in his temple, The niche is inside the temple. The niche is inside the temple. So it's not a matter of just anywhere you're in the vicinity. No, Allah is very specific. His whole life he's in the temple making a du'a and it's not being granted until he… because Allah wants a whole package. He walked into this room which requires humility because he's a Prophet of God and she's a waliyah. And he recognizes that as a Prophet of God, because you have to be humble, my du'a's not coming, but this person seems like all their du'as are coming. Every ni'mat is flowing, every food is in abundance that even he's astonished and asks, where's this food coming from? And she's surprised, what do you mean where's this food coming from? You don't know, you're Prophet of God. At that moment he made du'a and at that moment Sayyidina Jibreel appeared to him and says, your du'a was accepted. So no, you go anywhere you make du'a, that doesn't make… it's not correct. And not anywhere you go Allah's secret would be there. That Allah has secrets. When you use your heart and not your brain, your brain says, go everywhere, you're holy, wherever you step everything will happen. No! When you use your heart and think that maybe Allah has placed a secret, based on that secret I'll go there and make my du'a. Based on that secret maybe their teaching is something that my soul is in need of, because everywhere else I go I'm hearing the same thing through my head. For 30 years I heard the same thing and they keep repeating it through their head for 30 years. But there's a reality from the heart, and the people of the heart they carry a signal in which Allah, Prophet and Ulul Am are now transmitting that signal. That signal when you pick up their teaching, it's a dress upon the soul, it's a blessing upon the soul, it's a preparation for the soul. And their associations not like regular associations, their associations have a secret, and that if they enter into that secret they will be dressed by whatever they eat in that niche, whatever they drink in that niche, whatever du'a they make in that niche, maybe Allah will accept it there. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifoon wa salaamun alal mursaleen walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen bi hurmati Muhammad al-Mustafa wa bi sirri Surat al-Fatiha.
Sidana Nabi, Sidana Nabi, Sidana Nabi, Sidana Nabi.